So somatic healing really brings you back into your body. How many of us live completely cut off from my body? I mean, I know that I did, right? I spent 9 months in and out of hospital because I was fainting. I didn't recognize that I was so much in my thoughts and in future projecting about what will happen or thinking about the past, what happened. So my body basically told me to, hey, wake up, stop. We're going to make you stop. You're not listening to us? Okay, then we're going to have you stop. So I remember waking up in a pool of my blood on the half landing. I got this cut on my hand, my wrist. I had fainted down the stairs and I'd fallen into this big jar of porcelain, this big Chinese urn. And I just remember waking up in this pool of blood, and it was metallic tasting. And I thought, wow, is this it? Is this my last moment on earth? And there was just this real clarity. I was like, no, this is not your time. So this is what started my journey, and started my journey of coming back into my body, not just living in the head and future projecting. So really it's like, how can we get back into the body? And sometimes I'm going to show you a little exercise. It's grabbing your knees and just grounding. So often we don't even know that we're not grounded. And our thoughts are going like 100 miles an hour and we're trying to chase things. It's like, okay, so grab your hands and just squeeze your knees all the way up to your thighs. And then I want you to place your hands on the small of your back. This is where your adrenals are. And then as you do that, kind of like notice, does your body want to move a little bit? Just allow it. Allow the breath to take place, slightly different. This is where it's really good for my people that have a lot of trauma on board. I get them to place heat packs on the small of their backs, on their adrenals. Or to tie a scarf around your waist, around that part. Weighted blankets are often really helpful as well. And then to recognize, it's like, whoa, just to slow down, to be in my body, that feels kind of weird. But that's where the safety issue, right, comes in. It's like, oh, how can I feel safe enough to be in my body? So somatic experiencing really gets you to be with your body, with the sensations that it brings up, and to start being curious. Like start thinking about texture. First start thinking about location. Where are you feeling something? You may want to place your hand there. Then what's the texture? It's like, oh, it's buttery, it's velvety, it's ragged, it's jagged, it's edgy. And start thinking, is there a temperature? It's cold, it's warm, it's lukewarm, it's very hot. And start thinking, is it throbbing? Is it moving? Is it static? And just start to give it language, because oftentimes we don't have language for this. And with somatic experiencing, we actually start giving all of those sensations that are going in our body, going on in our body, we're starting to give it language. So a way to be really intimate with someone that you're with, and it doesn't even need to be your partner, it's just like when they notice something, it's like, hey, are you okay? Most people will notice, right, when something's wrong with them. It's like, hey, are you okay? And most of us are conditioned saying, yeah, I'm fine. Right. But we can actually see the disconnect. Yeah, you're saying that you're fine, but your body is kind of like showing no. So a way that you can check in with someone saying, well, I'm actually feeling some tightness in my chest. It feels heavy, it's dark, and the emotions that are coming up are just a bit of sadness, a bit of grief. And when you share that with the other person, the other person might just kind of say like, okay, what's that all about? but they can recognize what that feels like. You know, tightness, bit of heaviness, grief comes up. It's like, oh, thank you for actually being intimate. Thank you for sharing that part of yourself with me.